Ten Best Picks presents the top 10 best hand mixers. Starting at number 10. Mueller Electric Hand Mixer. This hand mixer from Mueller embodies all the essential features you would need to mix doughs or batters for cookies, brownies, cakes and other desserts. That is why it will be a great choice if you are only starting to explore the various areas of baking and learning to make the mouth-watering items. It has 5 speeds which will help you to control the consistency while mixing the ingredients. Starting from the lowest level will prevent splattering them all around the bowl. You can adjust it according to your requirements using a dial. To reach higher speeds with increased power, turn on the extra turbo function. Instead of the usual 5 or 6 attachments, this mixer unfortunately comes with only beaters and dough hooks in pairs. So you will need to use your standard whisk at home separately. Even though the mixer doesn't come with the whisk, you can still beat egg whites, butter and heavy cream, or need heavier mixtures. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. At number 9. Braun Electric Hand Mixer. This hand mixer by Braun has the highest power level on my list. 350 watts is a great deal for many passionate home bakers and chefs who prefer a great power to tackle even the hardest elements. 9 speeds make it a keeper, especially to those who like to have more control over the prepping time. I'm impressed at the way they installed the Vario control speed dial as well as the on-off button. They are located right at the top of my fingers, which allows me to set the speed without slipping my fingers to the other button like the Krupp's hand mixer above. The best thing about Braun is the inline vertical motor design that shifts the weight of the mixer from my hand into the bowl. This advanced function does make my hand and wrist less fatigued. There's one thing I wish Braun would notice: the way they designed the Vario control dial setting. This type of speed control is not the easiest design to tackle with a thumb. And so when in use, I tried to switch my thumb around the dial, and it was somehow frustrating with only one finger doing the job. And therefore I had to use the 2 fingers from the other hand to do the job for me, which means it's not seamless enough to get 10 points for the dial. Finally, if you deal with a thick cake dough, chances are the batter will pull up from the beaters onto the mixer's body. I experienced it once, but had no problem other times I tried it, as the batter was not full enough to climb up the body. Number 8 of my list. KitchenAid KHMB732WH. I love this cordless hand mixer in every single way. It's really fun to play around with it. No cord means no mess, and I don't need a storage case to tuck all the whistles and bells in like what I do with other corded mixers. I wouldn't say it's a state-of-the-art design that mesmerizes you at first sight. However, the lithium-ion battery nestled inside the body allows the mixer to stand on its own, and it looks really neat that way. Therefore, I don't even need a groove to rest the handle when it's on pause anymore. The construction is plastic. Yes, you've heard it right. That's why you shouldn't expect it to have that kind of shining and modern design compared to Oster or Gemtech. But on the other hand, the solid color speaks for a contemporary and simple beauty that coordinates with any kitchen style. Less is more. Since it's operated by battery, the power is actually not the most attractive feature. I've been using a corded hand mixer for so long, and the first time I switched to this cordless one, it felt a little weird and slow to whisk things up. Don't get me wrong, it works just fine, but it will surely take longer to tackle the batter, especially for heavy-duty mixing like heavy cream. Coming at number 7. Breville BHM800SIL. Comparing Breville and Cuisinart power advantage, the Breville hand mixer is more likely to win my heart. The 2 items are in the same price range, same weight, and all offer 9 speeds, but Breville is $15 cheaper than Cuisinart, while its design is more modern and the IQ intuitive interface that comes with it. First, we have the scraper beaters that eliminate scratches and clanging sound during the mixing. This function cannot be seen in Cuisinart. The IQ intuitive interface system saves me a lot of effort since I don't need to switch between the speeds one by one to set the right one for the attachments. Other than that, Breville produces 240 watts, which is 20 watts higher than Cuisinart. Even though the gap doesn't indicate much different, at least for me, some of you may require extra horsepower. The two items come with slanted handles, which I love, but Breville's handle provides better comfort to my movement. I agree that the Breville hand mixer is heavier than Gemtech and Hamilton Beach hand mixers above. So if you're not looking for something that adds 4 pounds to your hands, then this Breville may not be the top candidate. At number 6, 5-speed turbo kitchen. This Gemtech hand mixer had me thanks to the little details and thoughtful functions that set it apart from other mixers I've used so far. It's very easy to use and safe to operate and clean. I love how the eject button comes in handy and removes my beaters with one click away. I didn't have to mess with my hand trying to twist them off like some other old-fashioned mixers. Other than this, I must admit that the overheating protection system is really impressive. This is an advanced function that enhances your safety, and you barely see other mixers developed with such function. Finally, the storage stand is a killer. It makes storing attachments so much fun and keeps the whole item sleek and modern in my kitchen. However, as there's no cover on the top of the stand, the pieces tend to attract dust sprinkled on the tips. And so I had to find my own piece of cloth to shelter them. I have two drawbacks to say about the cord, and one coming from the power. The cord is really short, and it doesn't seem to reach anywhere unless you put your bowl right next to the outlet. As they already developed such a beautiful stand for the attachments, I'm wondering why they left the cord behind to be wrapped around the handle. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Halfway of my listed number 5. Smart Store Compact. Compact hand mixer was the first one I used back in the college days. My first impression was how portable and lightweight it was, which made so much sense if needed to do the packing, shipping, or share a dorm. You don't even need a storage case because the beaters can be snapped into one side of the handle and they stay firmly right there. However, because there's no storage case, I had no choice but to wrap the cord all around the body and put it back in the box before tucking it into the cabinet. This can be a little annoying for some people. The body is made of plastic, not stainless steel. That's why you cannot expect it to have a sleek and modern look compared to the Cuisinart or Oster equivalents above. Other than the two beater attachments, there's nothing else to be offered. So make sure you know what you're going to get before adding it to your cart. Runs on 150 watts and 3-speed settings, which works just fine for beginners, students, or if you live alone. The only thing I wish it could be better is the price tag. Coming in at number 4 of my list, Cuisinart HM90S. This Cuisinart has everything it takes to be a great mixer. The 9-speed setting is a wow factor. I guarantee every home baker will jump for joy if they bring this one home. Next, we have the design. That shining, sleek and modern construction gives me a luxurious feeling to gift my friends and relatives. For power, 220 watts is no biggie for me compared to Hamilton Beach's 250 watts or Oster's 270 watts. It works perfectly with all kinds of batter so far. For that reason, it's not a complaint from my side, even though some users are not so happy about it. The digital control is really cool, which may outrival the old slide switch from other developers. So this one is another bonus. The drawbacks? I have two. First, it's really loud, and I couldn't have any conversation going on when it's in use. Second, the extortionate price doesn't make sense to me. At number 3. Oster 270 watt hand mixer. Honestly, this Oster hand mixer is one of the best buys I've ever invested in. First off, it looks sleek, contemporary, and modern. Second, the heat-soft technology is the top of the crop. This technology brings cold butter back to room temperature, which helps me save one more step from the prepping process. There's no reason not to buy it. This Oster produces 270 watts, making it one of the powerful motors compared to other hand mixers on my list. Other than that, I have 7 speeds, 5 attachments, an eject lever, storage case. Everything about this Oster is sufficient and advanced, which gives me the confidence to recommend it for those whose baking is where the hearts are. Now comes the disadvantages. To be fair, the handle is not slanted enough. As I mentioned above, a slanted handle gives you the right comfort that coordinates with your natural hand movement. However, this is something I can't see from this item. In addition, 86 pounds don't make it a heavy machine, but I won't say it's lightweight either. Coming at number 2. Bella Immersion Hand Blender. You can tell that this is meant to be an immersion blender and not a professional hand mixer. For that reason, the only things you can use to mix ingredients are the blade system and a whisk attachment. I know it only produces 2 speeds and 2 attachments. This is frustrating if you need to tackle different types of ingredients. However, this item is specifically made for tall pots and pans. It's easy to carry, keep in the cabinet, and it works just fine for easy mixes like sauces, purees, soups, and smoothies. That's the reason why I decided to get it home, even though I know it cannot replace a professional hand mixer. For the price, I was surprised to see Bella was $5 higher than the Hamilton Beach above. I guess this is because of its initial benefit as a handy immersion that lets you switch between a hand blender and mixer with one simple switch. A major downside I noticed is that the powerful motor is indeed a 2-blade knife. 250 watts add great power into the whisking and make prepping so easy. And number 1. Hamilton Beach 6-speed. There are 3 things I love about this hand mixer: the built-in groove, a quick burst button, and low cost. I put this item on the top of my reviews simply because it works well for almost everyone. As a home cook myself, this was one of the first hand mixers I was introduced to, and it worked like a charm. 250 watts and an average weight make it an appealing item to recommend to everyone. It serves my recipe baking needs perfectly, and I personally think that you don't have to invest in the most expensive, high-end models out there if you're not a professional baker. With less than $20, this Hamilton Beach is a keeper, especially with the impressive built-in groove that allows you to rest on your bowl in between the tasks. For all those reasons, this item is one of my favorites on the list. One downside is that one of the cords extends on the side of the mixer, which is fine for right-handed people like me. For more information and price, check out the product links in description underneath the video. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel, share this video and hit the like button.